The Power Pod is an exclusive WSB radio production.
It just really hurt watching all the rich kids go with their nice ties while I was given a baby tie and I had
I have to
had to deal with it.
As a PSA, don't pick up women at the baby gap. That just came in mind. It's probably.
This is The Power Pod with Randi Okray, Christina Aicklen, Nicole Bennett, and your host, WSB's Jared Yamamoto.
Yeah, that's right. You're listening to The Power Pod, and I am Jared Yamamoto from the Von Hessler Doctrine. You can hear me every day on 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk. And this is my Power Pod. This is where I go and I have a little fun and I cover the current events of the week. And I also am not afraid to get serious, not afraid to have a little fun too. This is the Power Pod, but I don't do the Power Pod by myself. I'm surrounded by my cast of lovely ladies. I've got Randi over there. Randi,
hey, Jay, ready.
Good to see you this week. I see Nicole over there. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Doing fantastic. And there's Tina over there, hunkering in her corner, giggling away on this lovely August week 2. And we do have to kind of start on something that's happened this week. This has been a huge story that's happened. The Power Pod is a show where, we have a duty to cover the current events of the week. But I think our job is to bring joy to people's lives and try to focus on the positives and not get ourselves so hunkered deep into this story, because what happened in El Paso, Texas, and what happened in Dayton, Ohio was simply tragic. It's so disgusting to watch all sides politicize such a horrific event. I mean, they were doing it, I believe both shootings happened on Sunday, and it's so horrific to watch people politicize such an event. I mean, a lot of these bodies haven't even been buried yet. 22 people were dead in El Paso, or are dead in El Paso. 10 are dead in Dayton, and even more are injured. For those on the left, everyone's jumping into their sides. For those on the American left, radical gun control is not going to fly through most of this country. The Second Amendment exists for that reason, and most Americans have those rights. For those on the right, stamping your feet and doing nothing is not going to continue to cut it. This has happened too much. And there is too much firepower out there in the United States. There's no doubt there are too many guns. So there needs to be something that's done. So while everyone is going to claim that they have all the answers, I'm going to choose to wait until we know more about each situation. It's a flaw, a human tendency to look for patterns. And when it comes to mental illness, which has happened in both Dayton and El Paso, no two cases are alike. So we respect the dead, and we move on. If you disagree with me, there are plenty of political shows out there that will confirm the viewpoints that you are seeking out there. But here on the Power Pod, we are going to respect those that passed away. We are going to look at it with an open mind and not bicker and pick sides on this, because this is just a horrific thing that has happened. And I am just tired of people politicizing an event like this. It's not right. It's not okay. Our show, we are better than that. Randi, I know you've got a good story over there. What's going on?
Yeah, well, speaking of doing things better, all of us are like college graduates, right? We all went to college and graduated.
Yeah.
Well, listen, there's a new study about college graduates. Actually, half of the young Americans say college is too expensive and no longer necessary.
I believe it. I mean, have you seen how much? I mean, I think where I went to school at West Georgia, I believe the tuition costs have doubled since I was there. And I mean, I'm no dinosaur. I'm 30 years old. I mean, I think it's over $8,000 now per semester, which is insane.
No, it is insane. And I kind of want to give you a statistic here that I saw in this story. It says now the average borrower now leaves college with about $37,000 of loan debt, and it went up $10,000 from 10 years ago.
That is insane. And you know what? I wonder why parents are taking this route where they feel like they have to tell their kids that they have to go to college. I think that there are plenty of good trade jobs out there. I think that there are plenty of good jobs that you can make money right away out of school. I mean, there's a lot of dying majors out there. I mean, we were all crazy enough. I mean, and Tina, you were a journalism major too.
Yeah.
We were all crazy enough to pick a major that doesn't make a lot of money when in reality, I mean, how many times do we go out there and we see these Instagram influencers that didn't go to college?
Oh, for sure.
Right? Or bloggers and stuff that are verified and making tons of money that did not go to school like that.
Yeah.
So there are other paths, and I think it's it's a good thing, actually. I'm glad to see that the Gen Zers and
It's mostly the Gen Z that's doing it.
Yeah.
So the Gen Z, those are like, they're trying to say like from 15 to I think like 21. They're the main ones that are not really trying to go back to school. And actually the lady in this article, she's 19. She graduated high school, but she did an internship with her high schold and they offered her a job. So she went straight from 19 to her full-time job.
Good for
and
her.
skipped college. So, but for me personally, I think parents like, old, because that's what you're taught. It's just all about a time of the change. You need to go to school, get a degree. However, we've done that now. Having a degree is like having a diploma.
Right.
It's like it's
It
no
really
big
is.
deal. And yeah, you get this, you spend all this money in student loan debt and you're not getting paid for it. So I understand people don't want to go to college. I want my kids to still go to college, not somewhere to get the debt, but it's the experiences. It's the life experiences that you get in college that I think, are needed.
Well, that and branding, too. I mean, you are the host of Black Educated and Broke, one of the critically acclaimed podcasts here in this
Yeah,
building.
we talk about being broke.
Way to plug, Jared.
Yeah, and if you weren't educated, then I mean, you couldn't have that great branding that you have over
Jared.
there.
Thank you for putting that spin on there for me.
Of course, it's a great
Yes.
podcast. If you haven't checked it out, Randi and all the crew do a great job over there, and it's really encouraging to see people do that because I think that there were plenty of kids in my high school that did not need to go to college.
Yeah.
And I mean, I see them. They're back in my hometown, and they're kind of doing, working for their dad, doing odd jobs here and there. They went to school and they wasted a ton of money, and they're still paying student debt.
It's almost like you would think if I had done it over again, I maybe would have waited and done a couple of internships and then realized, maybe journalism school isn't really for me. And maybe I could have gotten a minor in sales or business, more of what I'm doing now, and then really get to experience what I want to do in the world. So maybe timing is really more of the thing rather than go to school right after graduation of high school. Like, wait a little bit, work in the world, and then go do your thing.
There are friends of mine that I know took a year off and traveled.
Yes.
And took advantage of that time in their life to go travel or study abroad and then come back and decide, like you said, maybe that's not for me, or maybe I want to do something else now because I found a new passion overseas.
And I gotta have a different spin on that for both of you ladies, because excuse me, I feel like if you go right out of high school, I feel like your mind is already in study mode. Where I know from my friends that take a break and don't go, they're having a hard time getting back in the rhythm, getting up, going to class. Whereas at high school, it's already in your mind.
Yeah, it's like that age-old. Well, I'll go back to grad school later, maybe,
Right.
and then you really
Never go.
Well, and as we say this, all of us have our undergrads. What's next, Nicole?
I know, exactly. Well, there's so many other ways to make money now, too, like podcasts.
Oh,
and
for
then
sure.
If you wanted to work for
Radio
a new
shows.
Exactly. Or a new streaming service like Disney
Oh,
Plus.
what a sag over there.
Took me a while, but I
No,
got
there we go. I like that.
Thank you.
Nicole with the sag.
So Disney, we know, is starting their own streaming service, launching November 12th, I believe.
Right before Thanksgiving.
Right before after your birthday.
Right after my birthday. That's why they did it, I think, actually. They were
They were thinking about
yeah,
it.
they were thinking about me. So they're going to bundle. One of their offers is going to be a bundling service with Hulu and ESPN Plus. And it's only going to be, I know, I mean, it's only going to be $12.99.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of people speculating this is a direct hit at Netflix.
Absolutely.
Who is probably terrified, I would think.
They partner with Hulu, but not Netflix, and they're kind of on the same name.
Yeah, I think Hulu's part of their umbrella, maybe one of the companies that they own. And I did the math, and so if you get Hulu with ads, it's $5.99. ESPN Plus is $4.99. Disney Plus is going to be $6.99. So it is a deal if you think about it, getting all of that for $12.99.
So I think what Netflix probably needs to do then, with you saying that, is they probably just need to adapt and survive. They probably need to add channels then.
Yep.
Maybe they team up with, and I think Fox has bought Disney. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. So I think that, or I'm sorry, Disney has bought Fox. Disney is the big one.
Right.
So I think they bought Fox. So I don't think that you have that separation between those two anymore. But who's to say that the Turner channels, for example, the TBSs, the True TVs of the world, that they might get teamed up with Netflix? Because I mean, this is an evolving thing. I think that the big cable companies are really, really scared about stuff like this.
They're the ones that are probably terrified.
Yeah.
That's a really good point.
My parents were telling me that they were paying $260 for their cable bill.
What?
Just to get I mean, they had every channel on the planet
They
on there.
have pause and play, play.
Yeah, they DVR. Yeah,
and yet, like, they were saying, like, oh, we're watching more Netflix than ever. And then we're sitting here like, what?
And that's part of it, too. I read online, this expert with CNET was saying she's pretty adamant she thinks this is going to put Netflix out of business. I don't know if I'd go that far.
Yeah,
I think so. Netflix, the advantage that they have, and we've talked about it here on the Power Pod before, is that they have excellent original programming.
Yeah.
It has an expiration date, though, if you think about it.
It does. And so you think, and we were arguing before we started the show, oh my gosh, Nicole and I just yelling back and forth about this. I mean, she started throwing things at me.
I threw my purse in the trash can.
Yeah, she did. She's like, I'm not doing this show anymore. And I'm like, okay, all right, wow. They didn't have to get that intense about this. But I mean, that's the kind of show prep that we do here on the Power Pod. Is we like to get engage one another, sometimes violently.
One good point that she did make, though, is a lot of people. I don't know if I'm one of these people, but they're seeing a trend that they're afraid to sign up for multiple streaming services separate from each other. So Disney's strategy, I think, is pretty genius.
Yeah.
You only have to sign up for one.
That is
plan,
Yeah, that's pretty brilliant.
That's a good thing.
So we'll see.
I think, the interesting thing, though, too, is that at some point, if I'm an entrepreneur, right, I'm going to find or create a service that bundles all of these services together. I want to get Netflix, Hulu, the basic channels like that, and then offer it at a price like that. I think that Sling TV and YouTube TV, for a while, we're kind of going that direction. Mm-hmm. But Sling TV, I know, like, they get cut from everything first. Like, everybody's like, oh, okay, all right, bye, Sling TV.
Yeah.
YouTube TV, I haven't done a lot of research on lately, but I thought that they were kind of jumping into that arena. So it's going to be fascinating to see how these streaming services evolve. And for us as the consumer, the great thing about it is that the cost is going to go down.
And I bet they'll do like a free trial. We'll get to experience
Come on,
some
free
of that.
trial.
So bring me the free stuff, baby.
We love it. And we'll be right back here on the Power Pod.
The Power Pod on WSB Radio. Join the show at 800 WSB Talk or leave a comment using the open mic feature on the WSB Radio app.
Looking for fresh voices for the discussion of urban and black culture? Then Black Educated and Broke, the podcast, is where you should tune in.
Our podcast covers it all. Hip-hop, social media, television, politics, and community headlines. We talking for the culture, y'all.
We laugh, make fun of Randy, drop headlines that some news outlets won't cover.
Y'all can listen to us on all kind of streaming platforms, whether you checking in and hear the 10 spot, or if Randy's talking about the same thing I just talked about, and Randy O keep you in the know. Be sure to check us out on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and even Google Play on Android.
Don't forget SoundCloud, CastBox,
ListenNotes.com and the podcast app.
So stop playing with yourself. You might as well listen. Trust me, I'm going in on everything.
So keep it locked on Black Educated and Broke, the podcast for the culture.
I'm Jesse.
And I'm Brandon.
And if you're a parent, check out Dadsplaining a Fatherhood podcast.
We're two first-time dads trying to figure out fatherhood.
Every week we talk about parenting topics like sleep training and tantrums and interview other moms and dads to hear their parenting stories.
We're definitely not experts on fatherhood, but we do like to share what we've learned so far.
So if you're looking for a parenting podcast that doesn't take itself too seriously, search for Dadsplaining a Fatherhood podcast.
Wherever you get your podcasts.
From Atlanta to beyond, it's the Power Pod.
And we're back here on the Power Pod, and today is a special day. We get a chance to actually go forward and do our first call-in show, I guess you would call it, right? Call-ins. Are we calling this a special, or are we calling this a show?
I mean,
It's
is
a
very
special.
special.
It's a special
Very
show.
special.
It is. I guess it is a special. We've had the technology to do this for a while. One of the biggest complaints that we get about our radio show, the Von Hessler Doctrine, is that we don't take calls on that show. And I've gotten several requests for people that have wanted to call into our show and I guess ask us anything that they want to. If they want to get political, that's fine.
That's fine.
If they want to ask Nicole about the arguments that we have pre-show, that's fine. They can do that as well too.
An open book.
This is a good time. It's a good time to get all of your questions answered here on the Power Pod. Again, our number is 404-872-0750 or 1-800-WSB-TALK. And Tina, I know you've got another story over there.
I sure do. So keeping it on the Disney vibes, I would love to cover this story about The Little Mermaid is going live. Now, not to get it confused with the film that's coming out later on next year, but there's going to be a live feature.
Okay, and how do you
guess who's going to be on it?
Who's going to be on it?
The star from Moana, her name is, and I'm going to butcher her name, and I love her. Auli Cravalho is going to be Ariel.
Okay, who is that? What is she in?
She's in Moana. She sings
Moana.
What's Moana?
Moana's is that animated?
Yes.
Okay.
She's beautiful.
I don't know what Moana is. I'm sorry. Oh,
Yeah,
is that the Hawaiian?
Yeah, thank you, Randy.
The Hawaiian one?
The Hawaiian one.
The Hawaiian one.
Okay, yes. Okay. I'm
So she's going to
familiar.
be Ariel. She's going to be a beautiful Ariel. She sings gorgeously. And then Shaggy is going to be Sebastian, which I'm so excited
Oh, I did
about.
not know
Yep,
that.
Shaggy.
Oh,
Shaggy.
my God.
It wasn't
The
me.
real Shaggy?
Shaggy is going to be
Shut the
Sebastian.
door.
Yes, ma'am. And then, last but not least, Queen Latifah as Ursula.
I saw that. That is going to be
out.
I
Game
didn't.
over.
Wow, I didn't know.
I
The
saw
other
that. I
cast
thought that was for the mermaid movie, but this is for the what?
This is for the live feature.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
When is this coming out?
That's coming out in
tonight.
I
Here they come,
hope so.
everybody.
Everyone.
Queen Latifah is here.
I would freak out and have a heart attack right here.
Good.
That would be amazing. But stay tuned. November 5th, it will air on ABC.
Okay, that's going to be
So
dope.
excited.
It's going to be so amazing.
I
Jared,
think
are you excited?
I think no, I'm not excited. At
Of
all.
course you're not.
I've seen the animated one, and I'm fine with the animated one. It's good. I don't know why. First of all, don't get me started on the remake thing. You know, we discussed this before. First of all, the fact that people try to colorize Ariel and like, oh, she's supposed to be this color is absolutely absurd. She's a fictional character. Nobody cares. But the problem with this right here is that like the Lion King movie that came out recently. Lion King movie was not that good. Jungle Book remake was not that good. All these Disney remakes that they're trying to make live action like that are just terrible compared to the animated classics.
Jared.
And you know, I don't mean to be such a curmudgeon.
I can't
like
tell.
that, but
I can't even tell.
Disney, if you're listening, I still love you.
We still love you. Jared is being a hater
what
right
if
now. What's
Disney
up, dude?
buys
You need some coffee?
No, I've got plenty of coffee.
All right.
I'm good. I just think that they're ruining these things. If kids get these live action films as their first memory of these,
He
of
is
these
so mad
classics,
about this
He's
Netflix
mad.
original content. and
I love the
Disney.
Netflix original content. I think that's great. I just think that why butcher a classic like that? If it's a
Why is
classic,
it a butchering, though, Jared? Why do you
butcher?
consider this to be, honestly, why is it?
Well, we
you
talked
think
about
it's
Lion
butchering?
King a couple weeks ago. I just thought Lion King was underwhelming. I didn't think it was great. I didn't think it was bad. I thought it was good. The Jungle Book, perhaps I had a bad experience with that one because I had a guy that figured out how to hack his MacBook Pro to get the volume past 100.
Oh, wow.
On his MacBook Pro, and he was very drunk, and I was trying to sleep on the
Okay.
couch. And he decided that this is how I'm going to entertain you while you're trying to sleep at night. So maybe that's why I have the
Okay,
bad
that's
taste about
why.
that.
Makes sense. Okay.
But the Aladdin one I've heard is not that great. And then I've also heard that this other stuff is just not. I mean, these other ones just are not turning out as great
All right.
as the animated classics out there. So a live action Ariel movie, though, you know,
It's called The Little Mermaid. It's not the Ariel
Okay,
movie.
thank you. Get it
Okay.
right or get
Well,
Get it right.
You know
or
what
get
I
it
meant.
tight.
You knew what I
Okay?
meant. I think there's
Did we,
plenty
Jared?
of it coming out. We don't need this kind of stuff. And
Child.
yeah, I know you guys can hate over. That's fine. Hate on me. Hate on me. I like it. I like the anger.
Oh.
I like
Jumping
the
in the
anger that we
studio.
have going on. 404-872-0750 1-800-WSB Talk. I see Kendrick is on line 1. Kendrick, what's going on, big guy? How you're on the Power Pod?
Well, hey, J-Rod, what's up?
Dude, it's good to hear from you. I'm glad. I hope that you're being safe out there. I hear you're on the roads now.
I am being safe. I got my Bluetooth, no phone connection. It's great. Drive safe, everybody. I work in collision, so it's rough sometimes.
Good. Well, I'm glad that you're being safe. So what's on your mind, man?
I 100% agree with you on these Disney remakes, man. They are ruining the classics.
No.
They're ruining them. They're meant to be cartoonish. They're not meant to be live action. They are meant to be cartoonish. That's what gives them the imaginative realm that they come from. And come up with some new ideas. If remaking a 1992, 80s, 70s, the 2000s Disney movie is the best you got, you have got to go back with some better ideas.
I could not agree more. Kendrick, thank you so much for preaching that fact there. They are ruining Disney movies. The kids, the next generation now that's growing up, even the, I can't remember what the generation is called past Z, but they're going to grow up and they're going to remember these as the Disney classics when, in reality, all of us here in this room and you driving out on the road know what the Disney classics are. So thank you for hitting that point there, brother.
No problem, and I just feel like the kids, I feel like the kids nowadays have everything too real. So, like, they can't even get regular cartoons anymore. Cartoons were, as a child, you knew a cartoon was a cartoon.
Maybe as millennials will take this on and be the pioneers to show them all the original content, plus the new stuff that I think is still good, but that is our job, is to inform the youth about what's going on. And I appreciate the call, Kendrick. You're the best, buddy. We'll see you very soon. Kendrick!
404-872-0750, 1-800-WSB-TALK. Earlier this week, so we had two major conventions in Atlanta. We had the Resurgent Gathering in Buckhead, which it was a gathering of conservative folks. You had Vice President Pence was in town. You had Brian, obviously Brian Kemp, he's the governor.
Party.
Yeah, exactly, a party up in Buckhead. But that wasn't the only political convention that was going on in town. Down in downtown, you had the Democrat Socialists of America gathering at, I believe they're the Hyatt in downtown. And oh my gosh, some of the audio that came out of that convention was hilarious. Have you guys heard this yet? Before I play this? Oh my gosh. This was absolutely fascinating. Listen to this.
If we want to defeat capitalism, we are going to need a party that will organize working people to fight for the demands that we want and to win socialism. Thank you so much.
Quick point of privilege. Quick point of personal privilege.
Yes.
Guys, first of all, James Jackson, Sacramento, he, him. I just want to say, can we please keep the chatter to a minimum? I'm one of the people who's very, very prone to sensory overload. There's a lot of whispering and chatter going on. It's making it very difficult for me to focus. Please, can we just, I know we're all fresh and ready to go, but can we please just keep the chatter to a minimum? It's affecting my ability to focus. Thank you.
Thank you, comrade. Okay, is there a speaker against name, chapter, pronoun?
Point of personal privilege.
Yes.
Please do not use gendered language to address everyone.
Okay.
So these people, first of all, I don't know how they get anything done because everything that they do offends each other. I promise you we'll get more to the socialist convention and what happened down in downtown Atlanta, but it looks like we have Lauren on the line here, 404-872-0750, 1-800-WSB-TALK. I think I'm doing this right. Here we go. I'm clicking over now. Is it not working? Why isn't it not working? Here we go.
It's okay.
Like
there we go. Lauren, are you there? Welcome to the Power Pod.
I can hear you.
Yay! There she is. What's going on? So, Lauren, what's going on? What do you want to say? Who do you want to talk to here on the Power Pod?
So, I just want to say, first-time caller, maybe first-time listener.
A first-time listener?
That's amazing.
But I'm a big, big fan of Christina.
Why? Why would you be a fan of her?
Of hers.
I love this. Wait, who is this? I love it.
You know, Christina, I'm one of the 10% that you work with named Lauren.
Oh my God, I'm trying to figure out which Lauren.
This is Lauren Ammontia. I just wanted to tell you you're doing a great job. I was following on Facebook.
Oh,
Lauren,
that's so sweet. Well, thank you.
I love working with you. You're a joy.
So, Lauren, now
Jared, you've got a voice for radio, but a face for TV. So you're pretty
look
talented.
at that. Okay, all right, Lauren, I love you now. Now, I want to hear all the juice about what Tina's like at the clothing company that you guys work at. I mean, is she super annoying? Because I know, like, when she wakes up in the morning, she has so much energy, and that's got to be, and when you're walking in the office, that's got to be just too much, right? You have to, you're like, okay,
it's
please.
Not. And it doesn't stop, and she is total MVP at her job. So that's why this radio thing has to just be like a little side hustle.
Well, we appreciate
Christina.
Now, Lauren, come on now. Okay, so if there's any juice that you want to give out on Tina right now is the time to do it. Okay, imagine it's just you and I talking right now. You and I talking, not the thousands of other people that are talking or listening to this back right now. You can say anything that you want about Tina. Go ahead. You can say any dirt. I know Randy and Nicole are writing it down. They're ready.
She would never.
I don't have any dirt on Christina. No dirt.
Dang it!
Here's the only dirt I have on Christina. Christina's favorite product at the place that we work is the same as the 60-year-old women that shop at one of her department stores. That's the only
true.
Well, Lauren,
she is not wrong about that.
Well, Lauren, we appreciate the call. You know, if you ever want to call and give some dirt on Tina, let us know.
No.
404-872-0750, 1-800-WSB-TALK. Looks like we've got Matt on the line who says he's a friend / coworker of both Tina and I. So I think I know this, Matt. Matt, can you hear us here on the Power Pod? What's up, buddy?
I can indeed, Jared.
Oh, How are you, man? Matt, he's a great guy. How are you doing, man? I haven't seen you in a while.
I know, man. I'm sorry. We've had a few misconnections, if you will. Sorry, life has gotten in the way recently.
No, hopefully all positive stuff. I hope. But so Matt, right now, do you have any questions specifically for any of the cast here on the Power Pod?
Hi, Matt.
Hi, Tina.
All
right. So, if any questions by extension of kind of what we were talking about earlier tonight, what does a single guy like me do to meet the right woman?
Ooh, we'll go around the room. Nicole, you go first.
Why me first?
Because
you're a taken woman. You already know how to
You're
game.
married. You know how to do it.
You've been there, done that.
Okay. I would say don't be afraid to approach someone. If you're out, I like meeting people organically. So if you're out, you like someone, it's not creepy just to say hi and introduce yourself. And it doesn't hurt if you look like Joe Biden.
Oh, Lord.
God, you're trying to get Joe Biden.
Oh, God.
Randy, please preach the truth to Matt here. Matt's a good guy. He's been on the hunt for a little while, and he's looking for Mrs. Right now.
So, Matt Attack. So you're trying to figure out how can you get more ladies? Is that what you're asking?
I mean, not more ladies. It's the right lady.
The right
more
lady.
ladies.
Well, you know,
isn't
Matt.
necessarily my problem.
Okay, well, then maybe it could be like, where are you frequenting? Where are you looking for these women? If you're finding her at a bar or a club or a lounge, I don't know, boo, if she gonna be it, you know? But if you find her at maybe a grocery store or something like that, you know, she cooks. You know what I'm saying?
Or a pumpkin patch.
What is it with you ladies in the grocery store? I don't understand. I hear this a lot. And Matt, I'm sure you've heard this a lot too with, oh yeah, just come up to me at the grocery store. I'm sorry.
I don't know.
When I'm picking out my frozen food at the grocery store, I mean, that's the least, that doesn't seem like an attractive place to say, hey, you know, are you getting the same fish sticks that I'm getting right now? No, it doesn't seem like that.
You gotta look at it like this, Jerry. You gotta
stick.
think about it like this. For one, finding someone at the grocery store, you learn a couple of things. Number one, okay, this person cooks. Okay, they don't mind, like, you know, they're maybe a little domesticated. And then at the grocery store, you see this person usually at their worst. You know, this is how they look without getting all made up. So, like, if she's cute enough then and she's, you know, picking out some greens to cook, she's a winner. So, you know what I'm saying?
That's true.
Okay. All right, Tina, what advice would you give to Matt? So, Randy says grocery store. Nicole, I can't remember. It was a very generic response about that. Just go.
I mean, she's not wrong. Get up and stuff out there.
Thank you,
know.
Matt. Just put yourself out there.
That's something I would say that I've at times struggled with.
So along that note, Matt, I know you, we work together, we're friends, we're pals. As I've told you in the past, and as I tell all of my single friends, you know, just be yourself, put yourself out there and be bold, you know, like just...
Wow.
That's like an inspirational quote.
Right? What a fairy tale. What is that, like a quote on your kitchen there?
It is.
That?
Yeah, you picked it out.
Jared. Come on.
Jared is attacking today, Matt. You have to excuse his behavior. He's in a mood.
I think that there needs to be some real advice, though, out there. And that is, I think Randy was the most honest about that. Yeah. I like to be approached. Number one, that's the first thing. A lot of women don't admit that. We actually had our dating special a couple weeks ago, where both of the single women that we had on the show admitted that they wanted to be approached by men. So that's a common denominator there. Second thing is, it doesn't necessarily have to be at a bar, but if I'm a single woman, why in the world am I going to a bar to not get approached like that? What? So maybe y'all can explain that and help Matt out here.
I think that's subjective.
Come on, Nicole. That's right.
I don't mind being approached either. I think that there were plenty of nights, though, when I was single that I would go out with my girlfriends and we really did just want to be left alone.
Right. Yes.
We didn't want to be approached, especially, you know, the move on the dance floor. They come up behind you and just start dancing.
It's disgusting.
It depends on the situation. But most of
he
the
looks
time,
like Joe Biden, then it's fine.
No, what? You like backing that thing up, Nicole? Is that what you said?
Never did that. But yeah, I think that it's just, we don't always go out to find somebody to bring home. I don't know why. I just said bring home.
Go ahead, Matt.
In all reality, I don't think I do always either. Sometimes I just want to go out and have friends with my fun.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Have fun with my friends, just like, and not think about that. Because, like, to a degree, how I get myself in my mindset about it, it kind of stresses me out. It just makes me feel like I have to be like the perfect individual in the situation and say the exact right thing. And it's not necessarily ultimately about saying the right thing, but how I've built it up in my head and how I have to like analyze what the right thing might be.
Yeah, sometimes the most fun that I've had going out is having no agenda and just going out with my friends to have a good time. Then if I meet someone, it feels twice as
like you got a double win.
Wow, yeah, exactly.
Feels real.
Well, Matt, I hope that you've learned something from these women here. That hopefully they can help you out, and hopefully they were insightful. And we hope to see you soon out on the town, good sir.
Bye, Matt.
Now we have, look, it's my old college friend over here on line 1. I've got Crystal. I think this has got to be Crystal Horn.
Now we ask
All
the dirt.
right, Crystal, you're on the Power Pod. 404-872-0750, 1-800-WSB Talks. We're taking your calls all the way up until 9 o'clock. Crystal, how are you doing?
Good. How are you?
I am fantastic. What brought you to call into the Power Pod tonight? This is awesome. It's good to hear from you. I haven't seen you, I think, probably since homecoming last year.
It might have been homecoming. It might have been media day. But it's been a hot minute.
Now, for those that are just tuning in, so Crystal and I always go back to West Georgia's media day, and we get a chance to hang out and we get a chance to mingle with young up-and-coming broadcasters at West Georgia, and then afterward we go and we grab drinks and with all the other alumni at the school, and we have a grand old time out on the wonderful Carrollton Square. Now, last year I did not make it to media day because, first of all, it's in my main day part, 9 to noon, Von Hessler Doctrine, so it's really hard to justify taking that time off. However, though, I can guarantee you that I will be there at homecoming this year. Will you be there?
I will try to make it to homecoming. I haven't seen, our Wolf family in a long time, so it's long overdue.
It is long overdue. And for those people out there, are you so in Douglasville? What exactly are you doing out there in Douglasville? Out of curiosity, we haven't had a chance to catch up like this. This is great. So what are you doing out in Douglasville now?
Well, in beautiful Douglasville, I'm actually in the office right now, calling from the office. So I am actually a reporter. Yeah,
it's a hands-free state, Crystal. I hope you're not out on the roads talking on your cell phone. I expect, we are proud West Georgia Wolves, and we would never do anything like that. So that's very good. So I'm glad that you're at the office, but I interrupted you rudely. So go ahead.
No, it's fine. I am actually working as a news reporter here at the Douglas County Sentinel, which is the newspaper here in Douglas County.
Well, that's very cool. I'm glad that, look at that, doing media work there in wonderful Douglasville. How's Arbor Place Mall doing, by the way? Well,
Arbor Place Mall is a hot mess right now.
I always feel like this Douglasville kind of centers around Arbor Place Mall. Now, if you're from the Atlanta area, Douglasville is out on the west side. Or if you're not from the Atlanta area, Douglasville is out on the west side. And it was always the place to go and, you would go get your good fashion out there at Arbor Place Mall, because in Carrollton, all you had was thrift shops and Walmart. Remember that, Crystal, back in the day?
Oh, good old days.
Good old times out there. Now, do you have a question for any of the ladies? We've got you on the line now, so this is your opportunity to ask Nicole, Randy, Tina, or myself anything in the world now. I know you and I could go down memory lane about all of our West Georgia days together, but this is your chance to ask us anything you want, so go ahead.
Well, I love you, Yamamoto. That was his name in college, Yamamoto. Tonight, I want to hang out with the ladies because the previous caller talking about where to meet women, it is not weird to meet somebody in a grocery store.
Yeah, it's really not. Thank you.
I don't think so either, Crystal. I agree.
Thank you, Crystal.
I think if it happens organically.
Right. You can't be like
you
seeking.
go to the grocery store now to meet people.
Lurking. They do that at some Walmarts. It's called Club Walmart. You wear your little cute outfits. This is in Dallas. We got it's called Club Walmart. It's about 2 locations. You kind of dress up after the club. People go out to the club, get you some drinks. And people are like on the aisles looking like, oh, what's up, girl?
Yeah, Dallas, Georgia, right?
Dallas, Texas.
Oh, okay. See, I was confused because we're talking about West Atlanta. There is a Dallas, Georgia, which I'm sure is probably on your beat, right, Crystal?
No.
It's not? Wait a second. Is Douglasville, did they exclude Dallas from there?
Dallas is technically in Paulding County.
It's close, though. I mean, right, what are they, 25 minutes apart from each other?
True, but it's technically considered Paulding County.
Okay, all right. Well, you know what? I'm gonna send my reporter. I'm gonna make sure that my reporters out in Dallas don't ever go to Douglasville, because that's your territory, Crystal, right?
Well, they can come to Douglasville, and I'd show them around and show them some of the sites. We do have the second most visited park in Douglas County. called Sweetwater Creek State Park.
Oh, Sweetwater Creek is a great time. If you want a good hike, if you're looking on that first date, I know. So the caller that you were referring to that was asking for the dating advice, Matt, you want to take a lady somewhere fun like that, go to Sweetwater Creek Park.
Go wait somewhere on an abandoned trail.
No.
Jump out.
And sneak up on him just like that at Sweetwater Creek. That is a great place to go, by the way. I'm glad that you brought that up. And how are you getting a chance to go there often? I mean, if I were in Douglasville, which I'm assuming you're living in Douglasville now, right, Crystal?
Yes. Been in Douglasville for almost 17 years.
Okay, excellent. So do you go to Sweetwater Creek often?
The last time, it's been a while since I've been to Sweetwater Creek. The last time was for an event called Sweep the Hooch, where me and a few friends, we actually went and picked up trash.
Oh, that's good.
Look at them. Such good individuals there. I like that. Now, Crystal, do you think that the women have answered your question about or I guess you affirmed the women's perspective about going to the grocery store? Do you have any last questions? Because we have other callers waiting in line here to hop on our Power Pod call-in special.
No other questions. Just wanted to give the ladies props for giving clarification for the male species who may not understand.
Yes, Crystal.
That's what we're here.
I don't like this ganging up on me, Crystal.
I like you.
Crystal, is great hearing from you. I will see you very soon at Homecoming in October. Go Wolves.
Go Wolves.
Now, 404-872-0750. We just have about 4 more minutes of calls here. We're going to take on line 6. I've got Devin, who says that she is Christina's friend. I think I know.
Yes,
I think I know this. Oh, there she is. I know this Devin. Devin, what's going on? You're on the Power Pod.
What's going on?
Yes. So we're happy to hear from you. We haven't seen you in a while. Now this is
My God.
Now
4
this is
minutes left.
now please we need all the dirt on Christina
Why is
right
it
now.
always dirt, Jared?
All the dirt on Christina. Let me tell you a little bit about Christina. She walks into the office every day wearing some Spanx leggings, looking great, but with a brand new top. To me, that makes me think, is she really working in the field or is she shopping in the field?
That is kind of accurate.
Yeah,
Yes.
I mean she does. She's always doing that tidying ups thing at the house where we have Marie Kondo, the Netflix special where they tidy up, and she's always throwing clothes away and bringing in new clothes. And I'm like, wow, I haven't gotten new clothes in probably 4 or 5 years or something like that. It feels like.
Honey, she's let me know about your wardrobe.
Uh-oh.
You're wearing salmon pants, those salmon shorts every weekend.
OMG.
Listen, those salmon shorts.
Girl to girl, I'm happy that she's shopping for you because you cannot be wearing the same outfit out every single weekend. You got to mix it up a little bit. You know what I mean? Got to keep the ladies on their toes.
Exactly.
Devin, God bless you. Thank you. Finally, someone sticks up for me.
Now, Devin, this is your opportunity here, okay? All right, you have Randy and Nicole on the line as well. Do you have any questions for them? Because they know Tina on the other side of things. Now, Tina has she has 2 personalities. She has her radio friend group that she hangs out with, and then she has the fashion company that you guys work for as friend group like that. And so this is your chance to really needle into her, and you get a chance to really unveil what she's, or really get the side of what she's like over here on the radio side. Do you want to ask them about that?
Yeah, I would love to dig into Christina so hard and unravel all her secrets. But I got to say, this girl is as transparent as it gets. She has fashion, don't get me wrong, and she's got radio, don't get me wrong. But this girl is very clear. If she's not liking something, she tells it. So I don't know if I really need to ask any questions. This girl's pretty straight, honest.
There you go. In your face, Jared.
That's what I'm talking.
trying to light this girl up. Oh, my God. Watch out.
Well, I appreciate the call, Devin. Thanks so much for leaving those comments there. We will see you very soon here on the Power Pod. 1-800-WSB-TALK is the number, or 404-872-0750. We have a couple more people on the line here. So are you guys cool with going a little bit longer than usual? I think the listeners out there will be fine with us going a little bit longer, too.
It's like Club Walmart up in
Club Walmart.
Club Walmart. All right, we're gonna go to line 7. This is Justin on the line. Justin, you're on the Power Pod. What's going on?
What's going on, Jared? I have a quick question for you. I just wanted to know,
go ahead.
Do you still get your ties at Baby Gap?
Justin, yes.
All these people calling back from college here, man. Like, you have to go after that. I was able to land an internship thanks to that baby gap tie. And, some of us aren't as rich as some of those other people out there. Like you were. You were out there just flaunting all the money that you had. And it just really hurt watching all the rich kids go with their nice ties while I was given a baby tie and I had I had to deal with it.
As a PSA, don't pick up women at the baby gap. That just came to mind. It's probably a terrible place to... Or maybe not.
Look out.
Well, and to answer Justin's question, at least now that I make a measly contract here at WSB, I am buying bigger ties. So I am a fan of the skinny ties. Are you a fan of that?
No, because I'm, not skinny like you. So they don't go.
That is not true. You are as skinny as you want to be, my friend, and we will see you very soon. I appreciate you calling in here to the Power Pod.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, buddy. Y'all have a good one.
Thanks, man. See, that was fun there. I see Crystal still hanging out. I don't know what she's hanging out for, unless that's another caller on line one.
I was nervous.
It's not another one. Crystal's still hanging out. She just, she just likes listening on the line there. This was pretty fun, guys. There's a lot of people commenting on our Facebook chat. This is the first time I've ever done this. Judging off of this one, I think we're going to have to do it again.
Yeah, it was fun.
People are saying, first of all, Daniel says, J-Rad in the big chair. Love y'all. He's put the 100% logo. I do like being in this chair. I feel so powerful. I'm first of all, I like to stand. Most of the hosts here at WSB are 50 and older, and they like to sit down. So I have all that youthful energy here at 30, and I like to stand.
Modest, aren't we?
Oh my.
And let's see. So Wesley is checking in from Acworth, Southwest Cherokee County. He says, good evening to everybody.
Good evening.
Good evening,
Wesley.
Oh, and then from our modern dating special, I see Rose. Rose.
Hey,
Rose
We
has
love
checked in.
Rose.
Rose has checked in on the Facebook chat. She says she's loving this call-in segment. And then Crystal, who was just on the line, says she's calling this Club Power Pod. And you know what? This has been a fun show, guys.
Club Power Pod.
I am so glad that we were able to unplug a little bit from the craziness of the week and, to let our hair down and have some fun.
Let our hair
like we always do here on the Power Pod. And for those of you that are watching us on Facebook Live, we appreciate you guys. We appreciate everybody calling into the show. You actually get to see us put our hands in here in the middle like we do. I assure you, if you are fans of the Power Pod, you actually get to see this here. But today we're going to do it in honor of something else today because one of our dear Power Pod members, I've been giving her some grief today about what's happened. Her puppy dog is not doing too well.
Oh, Aspen.
And I would love it if you guys out there would put your hands, your virtual hands in the middle with us.
Oh, I'm about to get emotional too. I know.
As we put our hands in for a little Aspen, we hope that all of the tests and all the results come out and they're positive.
And they will be.
They will.
And they will be. I know that Randy is a dog owner. I'm a proud plant dad, so I have plants everywhere, and I can relate with having something that I'm attached to like that. But
did you put your baby gap tie on your plant?
I did put my little baby gap tie on my plant. So let's all put our hands in for a little Aspen.
Yes, sweet Aspen.
And on three, this is again for Nicole's dog Aspen. On three, ready? Aspen on three. 1, 2, 3.
Aspen!
And for the Power Pod, folks, we'll see you next week. Bye!